Hey guys, BrawlClaw67 here, and welcome to my top 10 list of top 10 swords in video games. Now, a couple of rules for this list. One, this list is based on games that I have played or owned, so that pretty much knocks down anything like M-rated, basically, because I don't play any M-rated games. I'm more of a Nintendo person, so just so you know. Number two, I try to have all my lists use one entry per series. Well, there are certain exceptions in certain other lists, but for the most part, it's one entry per series. Number three, I try not to have lists contradict each other, just kind of a general rule. If there's something in one list, unless the list is similar to another, unless the list is similar to a different list, I try not to have a bunch of just the same thing or the same entry, the same character or whatever in the same lists, in like multiple different lists. Anyway, also, the clips I'm going to use are from YouTube, since I own some of these games, but some of them I don't, and the ones I do, I don't necessarily feel like turning on and going ahead and, you know, turning it on and recording just for like a 20-second long clip. Yeah, I'm just gonna get all the clips I used from YouTube, so, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get back to it. Alright. Number 10. The Greatsword class on Dragon Nest. Primary wielder, the Swordsman class, which is basically, yeah, it's one of the specializations of the warrior in Dragon Nest. Basically, the Swordsman class is when you are level 15 as a warrior on Dragon Nest. You hit level 15 and you get to choose to either be a mercenary, which uses slower but stronger attacks, or the Swordsman, which is quick, fast attacks, quick combos, not letting the opponent even let up, not ever letting up, just constantly punishing the foe, not ever letting them do anything afterward. The Swordsman class is a very good class. I don't personally have one, but Block Koopa, my brother, has a Swordsman class, and he loves it, as far as I can tell. Anyway, so, I know, since it's an MMO, since Dragon Nest is actually an MMORPG, you really can't you can't really say a specific sword. Excuse me, so I pretty much just put the Swordsman class, because all swords in the game are basically like, once you hit a certain level, you do certain quests, you get another one that's just better. There's not really one sword that's the best, considering it's an MMO, they always add on, so, yeah. Next, number 9. The Diamond Sword on Minecraft. Primary wielder, Steve, who's, I guess, the character, is what your character is supposed to be called in Minecraft. But, Diamond Sword, basically, stick 2 diamonds on a stick, and what do you got? A Diamond Sword. So you basically, it's the most powerful sword in the game, not including mods. It does the most damage, it has a pretty decent, it has the best durability of any sword. Throw on some enchantments, and you got Slaughter on a stick, basically. So, yeah, Diamond Sword. Diamonds are pretty rare, so if you are able to find diamonds, you probably want to make a pickaxe first, assuming you're wanting to go to the Nether, which is one of the big things in Minecraft, and then you want to make a sword, so, yeah. Number 8, the Lightsaber in Star Wars. I know Star Wars is actually not a movie. There is actually a movie originally, but there are enough Star Wars different games. Normally on my lists, I won't have games that are based off of movies and stuff, but Star Wars has enough video games and enough series to be acceptable. Lightsaber is basically a saber that can cut through pretty much anything as if it were paper. So it is pretty powerful. It is basically a blade of pure energy. It's not technically a sword, but it's close enough. The primary wielders are the Jedi and the Sith. And, yeah, I guess the primary wielders, the Jedi and the Sith, are able to use the Force, which makes them pretty overpowered. They can, basically it sucks if you're a stormtrooper, whether you're on the whether the stormtrooper's on your side or not, it basically sucks to be them. Number 7, Honedge, which is a Pokemon from the 5th gen, or 6th gen, excuse me. Primary wielder, Pokemon trainer, question mark? Basically, it's not really a primary wielder, but it's Pokemon. Honedge is a Ghost Steel type, as far as I think it's the first Ghost Steel type, I guess, that's according to one person that I got the clip from. But, it's basically, evolves into Doublade, and then into, I don't know, Edgy Slash or something like that. I didn't actually evolve him all the way, I just know what he looks like. I don't I have a Honedge on my main team, but I kind of played and I didn't know how to evolve it, so I never did. You actually need like a shiny stone or something. But yeah, it's basically the spirit that's died and is a wandering spirit that possesses a sword. Yeah. Number 6, Falchion from Fire Emblem. Primary wielders Marth, Chrom, Lucina, and Arnie? I'm not exactly sure. I'm kind of getting those facts from Block Koopa, because I don't play a lot of Fire Emblem, he does. So, yeah. The clips I'm showing are from Shadow Dragon, I assume. I haven't completely gotten all the clips yet. I've gotten up to Honedge. I'm assuming this is probably going to be from Shadow Dragon. But, yeah. Oh, crud, my computer. Sorry. Bloopers! Anyway, so, I'm just checking. But, yeah, the Falchion is the legendary sword that Marth uses to defeat the dragon, the evil Shadow Dragon, and then he's a legendary, makes him a legendary warrior, and it's kind of like an heirloom passed on to his descendants and everything, which via i.e. Chrom, I guess is how I'm trying to say that. Aha, I'm recording. Anyway, so why thank you. Oh, sorry, you guys don't have to worry about that. Anyway, so next, number 5 is Magnus' sword in Icarus Uprising. Magnus' sword is Magnus' sword. Primary wielders would be Magnus, and then Pit. Dark Pit, technically you can use it. And then the light and dark fighters. So, yeah. Magnus sword, it starts off as Magnus' sword, and then Magnus, you know, has his own way of swinging it. And then you get, excuse me, then you get, once you unlock it, you can actually unlock it as a weapon, and it's actually a club, but it's Magnus' sword, excuse me. And it's very powerful, but it's also extremely quick. It's the weapon, it's the club that you run fastest with, and it's also extremely powerful. But the downside is that it has an extremely short range. So basically, you want to get up close, and it has a speed to be able to get up close, and you can do massive damage. Number 4 is the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. Primary wielder Link, and I don't think anybody else uses it. I don't know a lot of Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is one of those games that I wish I had gotten into, but I was just too young to get into it when Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask came out. I was just too young for that. But I wish I got into Legend of Zelda, but I just simply didn't. But it's something that I like, but I don't necessarily know much about. It's just it's cool, but I don't know much about it. But Master Sword is basically Link gets it in Ocarina of Time in pretty much every other game, and it is the the holy sword that is able to defeat evil, and mostly that means Ganondorf. And yeah, only the chosen one can use it. Only the chosen one can stick it out of the pedestal. But Link actually gets teleported 7 years into the future. I know that much because I played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. But he gets pulled into the future, and yeah, so Link becomes adult Link, and then you have to defeat Ganondorf, and in order to go back in time, then you have to put the sword back into the pedestal. And yeah, it's basically really, really awesome sword. If you are fully healed, if you have full hearts, then at least in certain games you can shoot beams out of it, which is always cool. And yeah. Number 3, the Keyblade, Kingdom Hearts. Primary wielder, all kinds of people. I'm just gonna go with, okay, I actually have it written down somewhere else though. Primary wielder, Sora. I guess they're also Roxas, Aqua, Terra, Ventus, King Mickey, Lee, Riku, Xehanort, Ericus, Xion, Ansem, Vanitas. Lots of people you can use a Keyblade. And basically, it is a giant key that is sharp, and it's a lot of my friends think it's stupid because it's a key, but it's pretty awesome. It's basically it's kind of like a symbolism for it is a holy weapon kind of ish, that is able to defeat the darkness, that is able to seal away the darkness and unlock people's hearts and lock the connections between the different worlds to seal in the darkness and keep the darkness away. And yeah, Keyblade gives the wielder, I don't know if it gives the wielder like all kinds of magic, but you know, Roxas and all the wielders can use magic. You have a bunch of different skills like Strike Raid and Sonic Blade and all that stuff, and it's a pretty awesome weapon. Number 2, the Manado, Xenoblade Chronicles. Manado is a weapon that only certain people can use. At first, the first person who tries to use it is Dunban. Other wielders are, hold on. This is so unprofessional. The other wielders are Shalk and the Bionis. And, basically, Dunban is the original user, but it would hurt him. The more he used it, the weaker he got. Shalk picked it up and was able to use it, like, perfectly fine. And, basically, without going into too much detail and spoilers, again, this is a game that Block Koopa played, but I've watched a lot of it, so I know generally what the story is. I haven't played it myself, but basically, it is a sword-ish thing that, the Chosen One, which is Shalk, the sword gives the Chosen One the ability to see into the future and see what's, like a vision as to what's gonna happen. Tragedy happens, and then it shows you what's gonna happen, so you can do something about it and change it. So it also has a lot of other powers that I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but it's pretty awesome sword. Yeah, you can see into the future. It is like a huge plot element into Xenoblade Chronicles. And finally, we're back at number 1, but we're at number 1, not back, but you know what I mean. So we're going to go back and reread them. So number 10, the Greatsword Dragon Nest. Number 9, Diamond Sword Minecraft. Number 8, Lightsaber Star Wars. Number 7, Honedge Pokemon. Number 6, Falchion Fire Emblem. Number 5, Magnus Sword Icarus Uprising. Number 4 is the Master Sword Legend of Zelda. Number 3 is Keyblade Kingdom Hearts. Number 2, the Manado Xenoblade Chronicles. And number 1, Soul Edge from Soul Calibur. Soul Edge is a weapon. It is a sword that it is an evil demonic sword that the wielder of it, basically just its presence in the world, just its fragments' presence in certain areas cause people to go ballistic and kill millions of people, not millions, kill like an entire Keelik. One of the fragments gets near Keelik and he kills his entire dojo, including his master and his family. It causes people to go berserk. It causes people to lose sanity. Nightmare, the wielder, is Siegfried, is his name, is Nightmare. Excuse me. He becomes Nightmare because the sword possesses him, basically. He picks it up and uses it, and the sword basically takes him over and just insists that he just kills more and more people to feed the sword. The sword needs to be fed souls in order to keep strong. And Siegfried became Nightmare and basically has no hope of becoming Siegfried again because the sword is basically taken over him. So the sword, the thing that can stop the sword is Soul Calibur, which is the holy kind of opposite of the sword, and it is the Soul Edge, and it shatters into fragments, but all the fragments get joined back together and become start to reform the Soul Edge. Also, other wielders can use Soul Edge are there's Nightmare and Cervantes. Cervantes also uses it. He's an evil pirate. Yeah, just all you need to know. I'm just kidding. He's an evil pirate, and was killed, and the only thing that's keeping his soul alive is the Soul Edge, and so he's evil and kills people constantly. Yeah. Okay. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Stay tuned for more top 10s and more other videos, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.